operate with true grudges that you just evaluate the situation. Be patient and don't rush. The plan your escape before it's too late. That's a must. Rid up all the vanity. Wash away the lust, infatuation with material. That shit's got to get flushed. I guarantee you got in life is your return back to dust. So live just. Cause in these times of deception when they placed us, so now we have tribulations daily facing us to keep the money and the system running. They get to use gunning, and if you ain't on your guard, things can be stunning. See, they're very cunning, but can't manipulate the meek. So just sent and chose I and I to guide the weak and teach, so they can read the highest peak of the mountain called Zion. And take heed to the awakening of the lion, and though he's humble, he walks fast on the concrete of the jungle. And food scarce everywhere, so there's a constant rumble. But now we pierce through Babylon's rebels, they crumble, and they're scared of our origin. So behind their back they try to mumble. Yo, and they know where we're from, they know where the foundation, but neglect all the facts, they wanna send us back home. Yeah, dog. That was live.
Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, Islam. We are here. Thank you to the Moors who jumped back in. I just got kicked out because I was playing somebody else's music. And it was funny because I was about to turn it off and they kicked me out. But I'm going to show you who it was anyway because she's fired. Her name is Santi Gold. Why isn't it showing it? Whatever. There we go. Her name is Santi Gold. All three of those images are her, okay? It's a sister that's kind of into heavy metal. I don't really like heavy metal, but I like her stuff. So, yeah. They kicked me off for playing her stuff. So, anyway. Haven't been on in a while. I'm not going to keep y'all that long. Oh, I'm going to try not to, right? So, I just wanted to come on and catch you all up on a few things. And this is actually me recording the introduction to something else that I'm working on. All right. I'm just going to run through my notes real quick. Because why? You know, got my notes because I respect your time, right? And it keeps me on task. So first, I want to do a recap of the Love, Truth, Peace, Freedom, and Justice Chicago meetup, right? You might have heard some things about it. It was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, right? I don't know about the Moors who were there, but I'm still, riding that wave because some other stuff happened afterwards. Of course, it triggered some other things, right? And, yeah, just a quick recap. The Moors met up in Chicago, the Moorish Mecca, on July 26th and 27th, to show homage and honor to Grand Sheik Cujo L, right? I think he's in the room. But yeah, we met up and it was live. And then it was funny, I think it was on the 28th or the 29th, so around the same time, some Moors met up at the I should say that the night of the meetup in Chicago, we went to a restaurant called the Alhambra Palace. And then within that same time frame, it was within the same day or two, some Moors who were traveling through Europe actually went to the actual Alhambra Palace. So, yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, still riding that wave. And I'm going to get to that because there's some more stuff that happened because of that. But if you want to see the pictures, right, you can go on Califa Media's website, right? Just scroll down. Actually, this kind of leads into the next thing. These are the pictures from the meetup. And if you were there or hear about, this video later, and I don't have your images, please feel free to send them to me and I will put them up. But, I'll put up what I have, not being shady or anything. I put up everything that I have. But yeah, you can see the event photos if you're interested in what the Moors did. Okay, I don't know why. I got to fix that, I guess. They're actually on the new website because that goes into the something else I wanted to talk about. How another national update, right? If you aren't aware of the rise of the Moors, you got to look up their situation because it's a whole thing. But the last of their leadership was recently convicted, actually last month on the 16th. And right before that happened, I happened to be looking up some other stuff and found out that they had lost their websites. I'm going to say lost because I don't know if the courts made them give it up, because I looked into the case and they made them stop talking to each other. So, that might have been part of it too. So anyway, they didn't have possession of the website. So So thanks to the Moors who have donated to mrcicharities.org, we happen to have the funds sitting there, right? See what happens, right? I don't like spending. I like acquisition. So the Moors that donate, because I'm in charge of Mercy Charities treasury. The Moors that donate, your money is either invested and growing or is sitting there waiting to be used. I don't spend money like that. I spend money, but it has to be something like huge for me to spend money. Something like this, right? So, after a bit of a battle, because it was a back and forth. I couldn't believe it, right? I'm like, oh, this thing is up for auction for $50. That was on like July 6th. And then I came back the next morning and it was up to like 500 or 600. Ending bid was mine, or not mine, ours, because I did not fund this. The Moors who donated to Mercy Charities funded this. The ending bid was $1,500. So yeah, it wasn't cheap, but we got it, and now we can do some stuff with it, right? Like showing what Moorish unity looks like. So then when people like, oh, whatever happened to those sovereign citizens, right? Let me look up Rise of the Moors. This is what they gonna see, right? This is what's gonna come up, all right? This is how we need to start moving. Like, oh, look, this Moor did something that's besmirching our name. What can I do about it? It's really funny because a year ago, exactly a year ago, I was getting kind of hot because it was bad enough that this stuff was going on. But then the main person we helped was trying to sway us to something else. And now I know why. I don't want to get too deep into that. But sway us into something else and using Rise of the Moors to do it, right? I'm like, I got to get this. Somehow I got to get control of this. And praise Allah, it fell into our laps because I couldn't have done this without y'all. And now we got somewhere to post what the Rising Moors are actually doing. One of the things that the Rising Moors are actually doing, let me go ahead and plug this real quick. Do you see what that is? That's a basketball skills camp fundraiser, right? For a Moor. I'm going to guess it's Cujo. He says it's Canaan Land Moors, but I'm going to guess it's him. Putting on a basketball skills camp for the Moorish and Muslim youth. Giving them something to do this summer to keep them out of trouble. Learn how to work as a team, right? And some skills that they can use in some other stuff, right? And praise Allah, because of what he's doing. The facility that they're renting the space from to do this, they said we'll pay half if you can get the other half. He hit up Mercy Charities, like, no problem. We'll start a fundraiser. I put up the fundraiser. That says 27 minutes ago, right? 27 minutes ago. And somebody has already donated, I guess it was 40. All right. I'm going to say it was 40 because it came out to like a weird number, an uneven number. Just as an FYI, I put it up on Instagram first because that's the fastest way to reach people. But PayPal is in charge of Instagram's, what is that? Donation collection now. So they take a chunk of it. That's why if you donate 40, it'll probably show up as $37, right? If you want to avoid that, we also have cash. You can go on the website and donate through CashApp at Mercy Charities. You'll know it when you see it because it comes up as that there butterfly, the butterfly. That's how you know it's us, the butterfly, right? But yeah, this is what we'll be using. Mercy Charities is helping to raise the money. And then, if the parents are okay and the coach is okay, we'll be posting updates on Rise of the Moors. Because it's not what's happening. They're helping Moors to rise. Get it? So, yeah, thank you all for contributing. Those who contribute and those who will contribute. Because like I said, we were able to get the website because of what the Moors did. So, yeah, this is our very first fundraiser of the year. This year is flying by. So, yeah, you know how you get around this stuff? Once upon a time, it wasn't, I'll get around to it, look up, and 8 months have passed. Yeah, so it's one of those situations. So that's up there. That's our very first fundraiser of the year. And, yeah. So please donate to because we're gathering resources for industrious Moors. So, all right. So, also from the Chicago meetup, real quick, because, Allah alone, the guys, this divine and national movement, I know what I had planned, and then Allah put some other stuff in place that I just flowed with. One of which was, during the Chicago meetup, there was a meetup at Grand Major Unity Temple number, I think it's 1 or 7. I think it's number 1, right? It's Grand Major Unity Temple, right? And I got to talk to Supreme Grand Sheik Key20BBall. You know, it was really cool. Got to see the, who was that? The, is it in here? See, this is why I like keeping galleries. I got to see a banner. There it is. Nope, that's not it. I'll put it up there. I have a picture of it. But I got to see one of the banners I created for the temples for the first time. I've created like 5 or 6 of them, and that was the first time I actually got to see one in real life, you know. And the Supreme Grand Sheik didn't know it was me who made it. Next thing I know, I get an invite to come back to Chicago to talk to him in person, as well as a request to make a new pin, right? New merch for the Moors. So he gave me this. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if this light will help. I have a light. Does that help? A little bit? Yeah, there we go. All right, yeah. He gave me this pin. It's the Moorish American button, but it's an enamel pin. I'm like, duh. I don't know why I never thought to do this, right? So, yeah, that's like coming soon. He asked me to do it, so those will be coming soon to Califa Media, right? But he asked me to do it because I showed him some of my wares, what I had left, because that was my first time vending in person, was at this meetup in Chicago. And I say what I had left because the Moors that showed up cleaned me out. It was great, right? So now it's like, oh, this is why the middle class is like classified as people who make $250,000 or more. That's the middle class in United States. It might be higher than that now. I didn't know it's because these are business owners they're talking about. I cleaned up. I couldn't believe it, right? And now it's like, wow, thank you for showing me that, Allah. You know, you showed me that because you want me to do something more with it. And that's what's, you know, coming soon. Anyway, so he gave me this pen, this enamel version of the pen, the Moorish American, you know, the button, the one that we wear on our turbans and lapels, to be the pen. Like the sisters have the Eunice pen, right? Do I have that with me? I do not have one right in front of me. Anyway, it's the heart-shaped pen that was constructed according to the instructions left by the Prophet. And he said, let's use this one, the one I just showed you, for the brothers. I'm like, well, you know, that's the one everybody has, right? Either as a, you know, they wear it. Everybody has that one. You know, I need to make something for the brothers, right? So if you have some ideas, some suggestions, you know, not even like a design, like what symbology wise, and I'll take it from there. Please email me at islam@califamedia.com or info@califamedia.com. I am welcoming ideas. Let's see. Yep. But all right, so that's that. Still looking on my notes. So yeah, I'm right on track. Number 3. So next is from the meetup. Oh, okay. Like I said, I met with the Supreme Grand Sheik, and he asked me for another meetup later on, and that later on was a week later, which was funny because I looked at the calendar wrong. And so I drove up there to meet him in person. I'm sitting here like, why can't this just be like a Zoom meeting? Because I got to meet, I'm in Indiana, and I got to meet with the other like Moorish leadership from Indiana. And I got a feeling they were major, you know, because they felt major. And we talked about some stuff, right? I'm not going to go into it because they didn't tell me I can. But one of the things I can go into is that I brought up the success of the meetup a couple of weeks ago, right? And how some of the sisters actually contacted me and were like, when are we doing this again, and how can I help? It's like, well, this last meetup was put together by me and one other sister. Shout out to Yali L, right? I can't imagine what will happen if we do this working with the sisters that showed up for all 2 to 3 days of that event. Because real talk, I thought it was going to be just me, Cujo, and Yelly. You know, the 2 organizers and the guy we invited. I thought it was just going to be us. By the time we got to the restaurant, we needed a table for 17. And, you know, we had children with us, so some people were sitting on laps. It was like, well, let's see. This is what happens when 2 of our women get together. and just be like, okay, if they show, they show. We just gonna have a good time putting it together, and Allah willing, it'll be a good time when it actually happens. It was great. So I brought that up to him, and he was like, yeah. I'm not gonna, some guys are. They'll be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Well, we can talk about that later. But inside, you can see them jumping up and down and squealing, right? That kind of thing. And so yes, I say that to say, if you would like to contribute, please contact me at islam@califamedia.com, or just keep an eye out for the sign-up sheet, because this is an event, not like we're trying to plan convention, but periphery events like the one we had. Like, okay, here we had the lecture, and then that turned into a stop at Unity Hall, impromptu stop at the lake that I didn't know was gonna happen, but I'm glad it did. And then restaurant, that kind of stuff. That's what we're gonna be doing, right? The temple is doing the convention, and we will be doing this part, right? So yeah. So if you're interested in contributing to that, email me or wait for the sign up sheet. Let's see. Moving on. Yeah. All right. Checking this off. I'm almost done. Okay. So I can skip this next part because it was talking about the charity and Rise of the Moors and how we ended up with it. And just as an FYI, riseofthemoors.org, right? We had the .org. Don't worry about, because if you go to .com, let me see, let's go to the .com and see what happens. Did anybody get it? Let's see. Did anybody get it? Nope, it is for sale. Last time I looked at it, somebody had this in their cart. That was last week, all right, because it's $8,000. And in a minute, it's going to be worthless, right? I guess that leads right into what I want to talk about next. In a minute, it's going to be worthless, right? Because this has been an amazing week, right? I'm looking at the comments. Found a Moor near St. Paul in Minnesota. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. All right. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, this has been a monumental week. So not only did I get to go back to Chicago to meet up with some unbelievable Moorish leadership that's actually they're showing and proving. They're not just talking, that kind of thing. And we got some stuff in the works. And one of the questions that came up was, do you know how to do trademarks? And I was able to say, yes, I do. Because this meeting happened on the 8th, 8/8. And I happened to get notice of our trademark, Califa Media's trademark, being approved on 8/7. Allah is the greatest, right? So the day before I had this meeting, my trademark was approved. And someone asked, are you able to do trademarks successfully? Yeah, I am. And I can prove it, right? That kind of thing. So that's there. And the reason why I said that this is about to become worthless, because I just trademarked CalifaMedia.com, right? It was trademarked on the state level, right? And I just did it. I don't know why I did it. I'm like, it's responsible to do it. Let me just go ahead and do it. And then somebody sent me a message with the link to a video talking about somebody claiming to have set up Califa Media. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to respond to this just yet. First, let me make sure that when I run my mouth, I don't have to hold back at all, right? And the best way to do that is he was in California, I'm in Indiana. I'm good in Indiana because that's where it's trademarked. He can trademark it in California. Let me make sure that doesn't happen by doing it federally. I have never done one of these before. You know how it is, unfortunately, how Moors do stuff at the point of a sword. So rather than respond, I reacted and just it took a year. So if you're interested in get a federal trademark, plan for a year before you get the approval of it, right? So yeah. That being said, now that I know how to do that and have successfully done it, take a wild guess what I'm going after next. All right? Not the whole thing, just that part, right? Because I already have this and can prove that I'm using it for an established purpose, right? We have people we can say are actually, you know, they exist, actual organization. And this is what I just slapped up here because that's what I knew in the moment, but it's about to expand thanks to stuff like this, right? So yeah, so that's what the Moors got. So if you want to do a trademark, let me know, you know. I think that's it. Oh yeah, I got some, like I said, this was just the introduction to another video that I have planned, right? And I guess I can give y'all the titles, right? The two titles, and these are going to be posted to YouTube if you're interested. The titles of the upcoming videos, Allah willing, because I tried to leave it alone. I wrote it down and folded it up and put it away under some stuff, and it still won't leave me alone. So now you know how that is. You got to actually put it out because you can't stop thinking about it. One of them is called Take Some Water, Making the Case for Colonial Deportation. And the other one, which I think I might post first, and the one that might get me kicked off everything, is The Devil's Last Trick, aka the Becky Baby Slayer. All right, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I think that's enough. Thank you all for joining, and I'm gonna check y'all out later. Peace and love. Don't forget to support the fundraiser going on to teach Moorish youth how to handle basketball, right? Get some pictures of them and be part of, like, you know, in what, like maybe 10, 15 years, you know, see somebody else at the Olympics, that kind of thing. All right. Islam, peace and love, and y'all be cool. All right. Peace. Bye-bye.